Welcome back to the next installment of the Fashion and Finance Show. You've got your hosts, a diva and a nerd. How's it going, nerd?
Hey, Diva, how are you?
It's the Memorial holiday weekend. And so let's just start off really casual like, because you see that in honor of the holiday weekend, I'm very casual today. I've styled myself in a great.
I see you.
So what'd you do? What'd you do so far for the weekend?
No, just I had to work. Some people have to work around here. So I worked and the mall was busy. Sales was up. A lot of people came out, even though it was raining. I was so surprised yesterday. The weather just looked so bad. But we had a nice day. We had a busy day. There's a lot of people from out of town. People are traveling now. And it's looking like it's going to get back to normal. Things are looking a lot better than 6 months ago. So I am really happy. I'm really happy. Okay.
Better than 6 months, 9 months, 12 months ago. Hopefully we are at the tail end of the pandemic. So here we go, kicking off Memorial Day weekend for 2021. We've got lots of goodies coming up to talk about for the next, half hour or so, talking about fashion and finance. First of all, let's introduce ourselves properly to the world out there. For all of our little divas and little nerds, let's just get into it. I'm Diva, and I'm the reluctant fashionista. And I say reluctant because it was Nerd over here, Mr. Nerd, who gave me that title. And at first I kind of bucked and said, I don't want to be known as a diva. But, if the shoe fits right, I'm not a diva in the true sense of the word, but I have an appreciation for traditional and classic styling. But I also love eclectic pieces. And I like different and unique things. Do I attract weird? Maybe so. Do I like weird? I do. And I'm not ashamed of that. So anyways, there you have it. You will see my absolute unabashed opinions and appreciation for what I consider to be stylish and fashionable. Now, do I copy or abide by the trends? Not really, not so much. If you splash in a little bit of trend here and there, then I have an appreciation for that as well. All right, let me now toss it over to my co-host, a nerd who himself is a fashionista, a male fashionista. So would that be a fashionista? Anyways, he's got 30 years plus of experience in the fashion game. So he's definitely an OG. Hello there, nerd. What are you here to talk about on the show?
Let's set the record straight. I am an OG and a young G. Okay? OG style is the older guy, right? And sometimes I like to be the young G. Okay? Just because the numbers are up there, that doesn't mean that our dress have to be up there too. So I like to be young. I like the skinny fit. You know what? That is a big controversy. Is it skinny fit or regular fit? Okay? So I like them both. Sometimes I like regular fit and sometimes I like skinny fit. It is what it is, Diva.
Well, we could definitely have an entire show talking about the skinny versus the regular fit for men particularly. I'll just put it this way. I think that folks need to be aware of their body type and style and then dress accordingly. Because not every trend and fad and style works on everybody walking around here. So I'm just going to say we could always spend an entire show, and maybe we'll do so in the future.
Well, Diva, let me interrupt you, because in the real retail world, if somebody wants some skinny, they're going to get skinny, even though they may not have the perfect shape for them. People get what they want. Okay, so hey,
absolutely.
If they want to buy it, let them buy it.
See, that's, of course, you would say that because that works for you. But as a fashionista, if I were helping to style someone, I would say, maybe we can direct your attention to something else that would accentuate and enhance your build. I'm just saying. So anyways, we will save that argument and that discussion and that debate for another day. How about that?
Okay. All right.
I would like to get into the stylings of the gentlemen that have caught my eye. So if you bear with me for just a moment, let's take a look at who I think Has
Okay.
been doing
All
a
right.
pretty decent job.
I'll take a look. I'll take a look.
How about the very controversial Kevin Samuels? He's highly controversial, and I'm not quite sure if I agree with all of what he says. Maybe he has a seed or a kernel of truth in some of the things that he espouses, but otherwise, I can appreciate his sense of style. So that's a picture of him in cream.
He dresses pretty good. I kind of like his style. He got suits. He got a turtleneck there. Okay. He's pretty sharp guy.
Traditional and classic. I love a pinstripe suit. In my opinion, it will never go out of style.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
looking pretty sharp there. Let me see some other examples.
If you see the one with the turtleneck, turtlenecks are very popular nowadays. I'm finding that a lot of kids for prom this year, they wore a turtleneck instead of wearing a tie or a bow tie. So that is
That is interesting.
Now is that style? Or is that a trend?
That may be a trend because it's definitely not traditional if we're talking about gear for prom. So what do you think, really quickly, let's just take a quick minute. What do you think of the merce, the man purse?
Now the one across his shoulder doesn't look like a purse. It looks like a fanny pack. Okay. Mm-hmm. That one I could probably deal with because he's not, for me. I only speak for me.
Okay.
Not for anyone else, but I kind of like the shoulder one. I
do like his look outside of having what I would consider a merce, a man purse strapped so high and so closely across his chest.
Okay.
So
I could deal with that.
All right. And then I like this picture. Although realistically, I think there's a bit of a clash with too much plaid on top of plaid, but otherwise, I like the juxtaposition of the blue against the lavender. What do you think?
It's fun. I would call it a fun. That's a fun night.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun night. That's a night where I just don't care. I want to wear what I want to wear. I like that. I would wear that. I would wear that.
And of course, this must be an older picture of him. He looks a tad bit younger here, but I ain't hating. Still a good looking fella. My next example of a gentleman who I feel is getting it these days is Wisdom K. I discovered him, or I found him myself. I didn't discover him, but I found him on TikTok. I'm addicted to TikTok. And apparently 5 million viewers are also addicted to his channel on TikTok. Wisdom K, and on TikTok, you'll find him under the handle WSDOM8, the number 8. This is a beautiful example of his style and fashion. What drew me to his channel on TikTok was the fact that he can pair consignment pieces with high fashion house pieces as well, with just random pieces that were already part of his collection and style it as if it were high fashion, which means you can go thrift storing and put together pieces that make you appear as if you stepped right off of a runway. As a matter of fact, Wisdom has done such an excellent job of it. He now is an IMG model. You'll find him on the cover of magazines. He gets pieces sent to him by the specialty and high fashion houses. So I'm not mad at a gentleman. I'm not mad at him at all.
Good job.
Now, one thing that I'd love to share is even though in this picture, he is highly stylized. Oh, in addition to that, now he is rocking a bit of a merce. I'm not quite sure if I'm digging that, but for the purpose of the picture, it gels and it goes together because it's that punch of color.
Yeah, but
what I did want to point out, nerd, is that this is Wisdom K. He looks like a nerd.
Hey, nerd power, baby. Power, baby. Nerd power.
So this is Wisdom.
I'm with you. Ooh. Nerds of America.
And this is also Wisdom K.
I like that though. I like that. Looks like leather. Is it leather?
I like jacket might have a tad bit of a pleather look. This is also Wisdom K.
Why Wisdom K?
Let's see if we could. The most stylish guy on TikTok is what he's been doing.
The glasses are nice too.
Yeah.
I like the glasses.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So over the next couple of episodes, we will showcase and highlight examples of women and men and pieces and trends that we have an appreciation for, that we believe are adding to the culture and the world of style and fashion. And with that being said, do you have some pieces that you wanted to highlight at this time?
Yes, speaking of glasses, I wanted to show a couple of styles that has been doing very well in the store. This first piece is almost like a Versace style glass. Okay.
Oh,
This is probably the top seller, right? And this glass comes in silver side, comes in gold side, and it comes in the black side, right? This is the one that I have too. So this is my favorite glass here. All
very
right.
nice.
That's one style. And then there's the frame style. Okay, clear, comes in brown,
Look at that.
blue,
Okay.
brown,
I see
blue, and there's another color. But these are pretty popular. You like them? You like that?
I do.
And you got to tell me after I try this other pair on. You got to tell me which pair you like the best. Okay.
Okay.
And here's the final pair.
Oh, hard decision. Oh my goodness, you're putting me on the spot.
Come on, Diva. You got to tell me. You got to tell me the truth now.
Is this similar? A little bit similar to? Let me take
Versace?
a little similar to aviator style.
Yes, these are called the aviator. This is the aviator. You go, girl.
I know a little something about my glasses.
These are the aviators.
Okay.
Yep, these are the aviators.
Well, I will say that all three of them are very fashionable. I like all three of them. But the very first set that you put on,
Versace.
it just looked like it went with the outfit.
Yeah, that's the Versace.
Put those back on.
In these glasses, you can actually purchase these at alsfashionstore.com. You can buy these on our website, okay? And they're not very expensive either. They're like $30. $30. That's it.
You can buy one of each.
Yes. This is my favorite pair. These here. This is what I wear.
Very nice. Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to forecast for all of our viewers and listeners that we've got a special guest coming up. And I say special because I'm not quite sure who it is, but Nerd, you said that it was somebody that would make my day, make my holiday weekend.
Yes,
so don't tell me.
Yes,
I don't want to hear just yet.
I'm not going to tell you. But, hey, it's going to be nice though. So make sure y'all stay tuned because we got a special guest coming up and he got some good information for you. Good information. Remember, this is fashion and finance. We want you to look good and we want you to have money in your pocket. We want you to roll the dough, roll the dough, roll the dough.
All right. Well, I like surprises. So with that being said, let's hear a quick word from our sponsors and then we'll be right back with our guest.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. Come to Al's Fashion located at Short Pump Town Center. We're back, ladies and gents.
That's right. Al's Fashion, the place for style hits the streets, located at the pump.
Did you say the pump, Dad?
That's right. Short Pump Town Center.
Also, don't forget to check out our new NFL t-shirts.
That's right. Al's Fashion Girl. Lots of jeans and t-shirts. We got skinny jeans. We got straight jeans. We even got slim fit jeans. And while you're there, check out Al's Fashion's 2-button slim fit suits in all styles and colors. And we go up to 6X. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fashion and finance. We want to talk about finance now. The Nerd predicts that being that the COVID is on its way down, people are going to be traveling. And my first recommendation is to buy the oil stock. The airplanes are going to be flying, the cars are going to be driving. So oil is going to be in high demand. So get in early. If you can find an oil penny stock, that would be really good to buy because the companies that are left are going to do well and they're going to explode in the next month or two. Also, I predict that the Russell 2000, which is 2,000 small companies in America, are doing very well. The small guys are doing well. That means that the American economy is going to pick up and keep going. So that means that, and the Russell 2000 has been up 8 months in a row, says CNBC. Okay, so everything looks good. make sure you watch AMC. AMC has been trading very high, and I believe it's going to go up even higher. Okay, so AMC, Russell 2000 is up. Everything looks good. Get into oil, and that's the nerd's 2 cent worth. All right.
Awesome. Good stuff. And really quickly, financial tips provided are for informational purposes only and do not represent any guarantee of financial gain. We are not licensed financial advisors, and we would recommend that you seek out the advice of a licensed financial advisor who can help you find the best fit for your needs.
All right. Boom.
Okay.
Also now, we would like for you to purchase your house. Okay, so in order to do that, we would like for you to manage your debt very well. And we have a couple recommendations of managing that, most likely credit card debt. Everybody has it. So first thing I suggest is I get at least 3 credit card offers a day. Pick one that has no interest for 12 months and work on consolidating, maybe have 2, 3 credit cards, put it all into the no interest credit card. That way you could pay off that debt with no interest. That means that more of your payment will go towards the principal. Also, if you can't get one of them offers, pay more on the higher debt. That means that if you have one bill is $1,200, pay more on that $1,200 bill than what you would pay on that $300 bill. Okay, pay more on the high debt first to get that high debt down, and then that way the higher bill will fall much faster. Okay, and sometimes people feel that they cannot buy a house with a lot of debt. So we have a special guest is going to tell us how we can buy a house with debt. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, presenting your friend, Terell Snead. Come on down, Terell Snead.
Not know that Terell was stopping by the show. What's up, T. Snead? How you doing? Oh my goodness. Okay, so this makes perfect sense. When Nerd mentioned that he wanted to share some tips about home buying and how it fit into financial planning and financial success, I'm thinking, yeah, buying a home makes perfect sense. It is perhaps the biggest investment that an American or anyone would make in their lives. It is a way to achieve the American dream. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that this is an absolute surprise for me. And it's a pleasant surprise because this gentleman right here, the one over there, this gentleman right here, helped me to achieve some of my financial goals. So I consider him a friend of the show, and I consider him a friend in general. And I'm so happy to have you here, Terell. Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Diva. Thank you.
All right. So really quickly, and this really has nothing to do with the show, but I'm so proud of Terell. I also wanted to say that we've known each other through a different capacity, and that capacity has been in the realm of providing mentorship to young adults who were involved in a workforce development program. And I understand that Terell was a mentor to some of the gentlemen in the group. I've mentored some of the ladies and the young gentlemen in the group as well. We share a lot of the same values. So I appreciate you so much for coming to the Fashion and Finance Show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you and the nerd. Thank you, seriously.
All right. So do you have some questions? Because otherwise, I've got questions.
Yes.
Very
First question: what type of credit score do you have to have in order to purchase a house?
Really good question. It's a loaded question. Most people think they have to have high 7s, 800 to purchase. I don't want anybody to get comfortable, but there have been times in which people have purchased in the 500s, the late 500s, like 580s, 590s. Of course, the higher the score, it gives us more options, right? A lower annual percentage rate, possibility to get approved for more. So the better the score, the better, but you don't have to have perfect credit, right? A lot of people get nervous. They delay the home buying process until they feel all debts paid off. They have a higher score.
All right, Diva, got one for me?
Absolutely.
on.
What's my name? Diva. I got you.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So how about this? Because I happen to know, Terell, that this is going to be one of the questions that the young men and women from that program where we served as mentors, I happen to know that this would be one of a couple of questions that they would have. If I have some student loan debt, can I still qualify to purchase a house?
Absolutely. Please, guys, do not let student loan debt hinder you, right? The majority of buyers, especially first-time buyers, have some form of student loan debt. There's a lot of things taken into consideration: student loan debt, DTI, we toss around quite often, debt to income ratio. Instead of trying to tackle all of these things in the mind itself, contact your local lender who's a professional, right? That's their space. That's what they specialize in. They can run your numbers, see where you stand out. If this is not the time to buy, right? I like to call it homework, a recipe. Follow the recipe of the lender and what I suggest as a realtor. And together as a team, we'll make the dream of home ownership come into existence.
Okay, the next question that I happen to know that all young folks are going to ask, especially the young folks that are living their best life right now, whether they're getting the unemployment checks or they're out there working. You've got young folks that are trying to live their best life. That's all they're concerned with. So the idea of socking away money, squirreling away money, that's very foreign to them. So here's the question: renting versus buying your own home. What's the big deal? Why would it be preferable to purchase a home when I'm trying to live my best life and renting is just fine for me?
Well, perception is everything, right? Ownership, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. Also with ownership, you're able to write certain things off. You control the monthly payment, AKA mortgage with home ownership. Renting, we're at the mercy, right, of the landlord. We have no control, no write-offs. Really a no-brainer if we look at it. Ownership is definitely a goal we should seek.
I want to say one thing. Okay, Diva, one thing.
Yes, nerd.
This is very important.
Okay.
My first business I opened 30 years ago. I used my house as equity. Okay. A house, once you have it for a while, you build equity.
Mhm.
And that equity, you can borrow against that to do things just like that. If I didn't have that house, I probably wouldn't be in business today. Okay.
So therein perhaps lies the biggest difference between renting and owning. As you are paying that $750, $900, $1,200 a month, you are paying off the landlord's mortgage on that property. And so you're not getting any additional value off of paying rent. But if you're paying that same dollar amount towards your own mortgage, then you are, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, you're stockpiling value and a balance that builds that you can then go to the bank and say, look, I want to start my own retail shop, but I don't have any quick cash. I don't have cash lying around. And they say, okay, how much is your house worth? We will allow you to borrow against that number or against that figure. Is that how it's going?
Yes, leverage in a good way, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what actually happened to me. The bank told me that I wasn't going to make it. But they said because I had the house, they take this, be prepared to lose your house. That's what they told me.
Wow.
And I took the shot.
And look at you now. Look at you now, nerd.
Years later, baby.
The egg is on their face. How about that?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I won't take all the words out of your mouth. I have a few more questions, but go ahead. What do you have, nerd?
Do you have to put 20% down in order to avoid the PMI insurance?
Whoa. No, the answer is no. There are a lot of creative ways to get around paying that great mortgage insurance that we all are nervous of. And keep in mind, guys, mortgage insurance is not for our best benefit. That protects the investor, the lender, right? The guys and gals that are going to bankroll this loan. Believe it or not, a lot of buyers are actually using 5% down conventional and avoiding the mortgage insurance. So you're keeping more money in your pocket.
Wow.
And you're avoiding paying the mortgage insurance.
Mm-mm. That's a gem. That's a gem. Not everyone knew that. Sure, go ahead.
If I put 5% down, so is that going to raise my interest rates? Going to be higher? Is it like a balancing act?
It depends.
So the less I put down, the higher the interest rate, or am I still going to get that good interest rate?
Well, interest rates are low now, right? So that's another, I would say, great thing to consider as far as purchasing a home now. Even though we are in a hot sellers market, I'll be honest with you. So we can expect to pay a bit more for homes, but with the lower interest rates, it allows us to afford more home. Contact your lender, let them know, say, hey, give me a scenario with 5% down, 10% down, 15, 20% down conventional. And if you can go FHA, whether it's 3.5% or a VHDA opportunity, maybe we can get the down payment and another smaller loan and just finance the mortgage also. So you have two loans and maybe you won't necessarily have to bring funds to the table for a down payment.
Okay.
That'll open another avenue for a lot of buyers if they don't have a lot of money saved up.
All right. You hear it, right?
Very nice. Great information. We appreciate you coming by to drop these gems and jewels. All right. One more. Go ahead, Nerd.
The first time buyers program. If you have a house already, can you still use the first time buyers program?
So
Great question.
Really good question. Believe it or not,
I'm
if
listening.
you have owned before, but you do not have real estate in your name, I believe it's 3 years if you do not have real estate in your name that you can qualify as a first-time home buyer again.
Right. So if you still have the real estate in your name, you cannot use the first time buyers program.
Correct.
Okay.
From my
All
understanding, check with your lender, but from my understanding, if you still have real estate in your name, you won't qualify as a first-time buyer.
Okay. There are tricks and tips to this game. And so, as Terell said, simply reach out to a lender that you feel comfortable working with to make sure that you make an informed decision. Okay, I've got a few more questions, but we've got a quick word from another sponsor, and then we'll be back on the other side with more questions with our special guest, Terell Snead with Hometown Realty on the Fashion and Finance Show.
Hey, Terell Snead with Hometown Realty. If you or anybody that you know is in the market, please reach out to me at 804-519-1250 or tsnead@htrsi.com. Let me help you achieve your goal of selling or buying a home.
All right. So a few more questions with our special guest, Terell Snead of Hometown Realty, before we wrap up this episode of the Fashion and Finance Show with a diva and a nerd. All right, Terell. So if you don't mind, we all know that here we are in the first half of 2021, and it is hot as far as the market is concerned. Folks are selling their houses. They don't have anywhere else to go afterwards, but all they know is that they are selling their houses because from what I hear, buyers are making offers of $50,000 to $100,000 over the asking price, and they are competing with each other. It is definitely a seller's market. So here comes the question. Is it still a good time to buy?
Absolutely.
Yes. Why? Why you say so?
Reason being low interest rates, right? We are sitting at a different time frame.
Yeah.
And we're going to expect to pay more, but the interest rates, when the time gets here, home prices continue to soar and interest rates start to creep up. Most people can afford less home if they're financing loans. So yes, this absolutely is a time. Even in hot sellers market, there are still deals. Once in a while, you might get a steal for what the market is.
Buy
Absolutely.
now.
And the young folks, the millennials in particular, because we hear the studies that cite the notion that more millennials are still living at home with their parents because they're finding it harder to get started with their lives. As Terell Snead says, now is the time to buy. Interest rates are super, super low. As a matter of fact, if we're comparing the rates now and in the past year versus what Gen X or the baby boomers had to pay, we're talking about perhaps baby boomers, were they paying in the double digits? I think interest rates were in the double digits for them. And then even for Gen X, I'm hearing that they were paying interest rates that were, say, 8%, 6%, 5%. And at the time of this taping, we're looking at rates that are hovering around 3.5%.
Yeah.
These are unique and unusual times. So go ahead and ride the wave and take full advantage, folks. Talking to you, millennials, and everybody else too.
Yes.
Buy now.
Buy now.
Millennials, who may feel like, I don't make enough money. How can I afford a down payment? How can I afford a house because I don't make enough money? What do you say to that, Terell?
A lot of people believing that they are sitting a lot better than they think.
Yeah.
A lot of times as humans, we create a monster that doesn't even exist. Friends and family members, they're always keeping our best interests at heart and mind. But maybe their experience could be a reason why somebody delays and getting a piece of that American dream. Contact your lender, get a pre-approval, pre-qualification, find out where you stand. They're going to tell you about DTI. Most cases, people can afford more of a home than what they think. Affording, let's put it this way, pre-approval versus what you prefer to spend within that pre-approval, two different conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll find out what you can afford and what you want to afford within that budget, if that makes sense.
It absolutely does. So what you say, Terell, sometimes we are standing in the way of ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get rid of the fear.
Fear.
Right? Get rid of the fear. If now is not the time, it doesn't mean forever. It just means now.
Yeah.
But we'll never know until we give ourselves a chance to find out, right?
Absolutely. All right, last one, and then we've got to go. And you are absolutely welcome to come back and see us for another episode as well.
He's gonna come back. He's coming back. He's coming back, right? Come on, come on, baby.
Absolutely.
Come on. He's coming back.
Last question for today's show. Is it true that foreclosures are expected to hit the market? And if that's the case, then should folks just sit around and wait for that to try to snag a deal?
Please, guys, do not wait for what we hear foreclosure city, right? It's just going to be a flood of foreclosures and the market is just going to immediately turn to a buyer's market. I don't foresee it. It's too many people raising hands to buy homes.
Mm-hmm.
Builders cannot build fast enough, right?
Right.
Prices of lumbers get more expensive. On top of that, when foreclosures hit, we still have a lot of people asking to buy a home. A lot of foreclosures right now are still going at retail prices, right? Just because of foreclosure doesn't mean you're going to get a steal in all cases.
Yeah.
Now, definitely a good time to buy.
Okay. And folks, just to give a little context, folks are thinking that foreclosures will hit the market because, unfortunately, with the pandemic of 2020, with a lot of folks who are now unemployed, you have others thinking, I'm going to capitalize off of that and take advantage of it. So it must mean that people are losing their houses if they're losing their jobs. And if so, houses are going to be on the foreclosure market. I'm going to wait around and I'm going to snag me a deal then. And you're saying, no, nada, maybe not.
Don't wait because you may not get that super steal that you're expecting you're going to get.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we appreciate you for stealing the spotlight in today's Fashion and Finance show and stopping by to drop so many gems and to help all of us make an informed decision, because ultimately that supports and leads to our financial success. So thank you for everything that you do, Terell Snead, for the youth in the community and for those who are looking to be first-time home buyers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, that's today's Fashion and Finance show. What do you want to close us out with, Nerd?
Good show. Thank you, Terell Snead, for coming by.
Thank you.
Hey, this guy's a good guy. Call him. His number going to roll across the screen. Let him help you buy that house. Let him help you, give you a piece of the American dream. Okay. Remember, a house is it's an asset. It can allow you to do other things. Buy the house. Okay. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you
Bye,
guys
Diva.
on the next show. Bye.
Bye, Diva.
Bye.
Bye, Diva.